fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. My name is Young Kim, and I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try to come up because everyone's saying that I'm behind here all the time, and I think there's always room to learn, and that's why I'm here today. I just want to basically talk about my life as a criminal defense attorney. I started the practice 3 years ago, and I started with civil litigation. I slowly transitioned to criminal defense because I began and recognized and found that civil litigation, it draws a long path. And I think I have ADHD for some reason, and I have no patience. One of my clients I was litigating for, and it took me 2 years to get a final judgment for this lady, and it was a contractor. The contractor took her money, about $30,000 worth. She got ripped off. He didn't build anything. Took it to court. 2 years later, I got a final judgment, and she passed away. I'm like, man, am I in the wrong business or what? Why does it take so long, civil litigation? And there's these things called motion for continuances. The cases could drag on for long periods of time, but in criminal defense, there's this thing called a waive or a speedy. There's a right to a speedy trial. You could either waive it or not waive it. But the thing is, every person who lives in this country has a right to a speedy trial. If it's a misdemeanor, it's 100 towards. I believe it's 180 days that you have a right to a speedy trial, where you go in front of jury members. Or 90 days, that's a misdemeanor. So they have to give you a trial within a 90-day period. So the thing is, the pace of everything is much quicker. And it basically, I found out, wow, I need to do criminal defense. And so many people are coming to me all the time for criminal defense. So I said, I'll jump on in. But the thing is, I'm always so afraid of talking to people all the time. That's why I came here, and I became a Toastmasters, because I had like jitters and nerves. And the jitters basically came from my father. He was in the American military. I always talk about it all the time, that he would basically discipline me abusively. And that's why I was so afraid. I had jitters, and I was quite afraid of people all the time. But with your help, all of my fellow Toastmasters, I became a bit more confident. I still have problems with ahs and ums, but the thing is, now I'm going into court. Just today I was in court for this thing called a motion to dismiss. There are certain techniques that basically you use so you don't have to take it to trial, because sometimes trials are unnerving, because you basically get a jury pool. They come in. It's usually 6 jury members if it's a misdemeanor or a felony, but capital murders, there's a bigger lot of people, because, one's life is on the line. So I don't do those. I don't do sexual battery because I feel very uncomfortable doing those. I don't do anything with kids, but everything other I do, because for me, I still have a conscience at the end of the day. And some people still judge me because I'm a criminal defense attorney, but there's an adrenaline rush to it. I go in there, I'm still nervous when I go. I went into the court, met a judge for the first time, and she just gave me jitters. She was just like staunchly just looking at me with her beady eyes, and I was like, she's already judging me from the get-go. It's very important that you wear a nice suit, and then you're kind of like acting when you're going up, and then you're basically, for a motion to dismiss. What I was arguing today, I was in court, was based on Fourth Amendment. Fourth Amendment is, if there's no exigent circumstances, for example, if someone punched someone, someone got hurt in there, a fire is going along or something, or something really bad happened, the police officer has to obtain a warrant. So one of my cases, the police, there was a phone call, a 911 phone call. Only thing that happened was a telephone call. Grandma was telling the grandson to go outside the home and move the niece's property outside. Niece started crying, and she didn't want to, and basically grandma didn't want her no more because she was really a big pain in the ass. Excuse my language. So the grandma told the the niece to go mosey along. Grandson obeyed grandma's order, and the cops come along, and sometimes the cops, they don't follow the rules because they don't know the law, so they'll just abuse their power. So that's why we have criminal defense attorneys. So the cop doesn't know the law. He just, and my client kind of knew the elemental foundations of the law. He said, I have a Third Amendment right. It's the Fourth Amendment. He said, I have a Third Amendment. You have no right to come in. Police puts his foot into the door, and he just says, no, I got a 911 call. I don't care what you say, I'm coming in. And that was my motion to dismiss today. I didn't win it because I'll tell you the other technicalities, but I don't have that much time. But the thing is, that's the day in the life of a criminal defense attorney. Adrenaline rush. I have to control not looking nervous at the end of the day because I'm a nervous guy, and then I'm like taking my stance and I go, don't look nervous, young, just talk to him and just stand your ground and present your story, because ultimately the best story wins at the end of the day. If I could tell a better story than the other side, I'm winning. There's more details to that, but the thing is, my time is up. Thank you for your time, and that's my story of why I became a criminal defense attorney. Thank you.